Africans, let me tell you a little secret. The people who are responsible for all the suffering and hardships that you are going through are these two classes of people: your politicians and your religious leaders. By religious leaders, I mean your pastors and your imams. These two classes of people have ganged up and are working against the people. They are in a symbiotic relationship, in a mutually beneficial relationship. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. And they are doing this at your expense. And until you realize this and decide to rebel against these two classes of people, you are not coming out of your current predicament, not anytime soon. That is why I'm giving you this secret. And let me explain to you how these two people collaborate. The role of your spiritual leaders is to point you in the wrong direction, to keep you demobilized and disengaged from anything political, so that the politicians can continue carrying out their business unperturbed and without any pressure. That is why in your country, whenever there is insecurity in the land, instead of you facing the government, your pastor will ask you to pray to God. So you are holding God responsible for the failures of your leaders, instead of facing your leaders and challenging them to provide security, because the role of the government is to provide security to persons and their property. You will be facing God and be praying for God to provide you security when it is the job of the government to provide you with security. When you are in Africa and you can't find jobs, instead of you facing the government and put them under pressure to create a system where when you graduate from school, you'll be able to find jobs, your pastor will tell you that God is the one who provides job. So if you can't find a job, go and pray to God. God will work a miracle for you to find jobs. Think about it for a moment. You are living in a country that does not produce anything. Even toothpick, you are importing. Toilet paper, you are importing. Even the basic things that you can produce for yourselves, the country is producing nothing. Yet you want to find jobs. How? What kind of miracle can God perform in that kind of system for you to find jobs? But then, your pastor's role is just to point you in the wrong direction, to keep you demobilized and disengaged, so that the politicians can have their peace and continue looting and mismanaging the country as they want. That is why you will see every time there is social tension in the country, pastors and imams will start preaching in churches and mosques how you have to be submissive to the people in authority because they are servants of God, they have been placed there by God, you cannot rebel against them. They are just playing their role. Their aim is to take the pressure off the leaders so that the leaders can conduct their shady business without any problem. Now, in return, what do these pastors and spiritual leaders get? The politicians do not regulate the church. The churches don't pay taxes. Whatever your pastor or your imam wants to do with you, they do, and they go scot-free. That is what they get in return. So, allow us do this business. We control the mind of the people, and we point them in the wrong direction so that you continue doing your business freely. Until you understand how this system is working against you and rise up and overturn the table against these two classes of people, Africans, you are not coming out of your current predicament. Do not be deceived. Every time you have a problem, your pastor or your imam comes to pray with you, they come to sympathize with you. They are the cause of your problem. Sometimes they buy bags of rice, buy things that are supporting widows and orphans. All that is camouflage. That is not what you need from them. They are part of your problem. These people are funded by the government. They even get money from taxpayers' money that they use to come and do this, their fake benevolence, in order to blindfold you so that you don't understand what is going through. When you see us talking about your religious leaders, you think we are just talking anyhow. We have understood the game they are playing. They are part of the people who are maintaining you in the captivity in which you find yourself. Your religious leaders control your minds, and the politicians control the religious leaders. That is how the chain has been formed. I will tell you for a fact, most of the messages that your pastors preach to you are being dictated by politicians according to the agenda they have on their table. They will tell the pastors what they should come and tell you on Sunday. And that keeps you docile. That keeps you malleable. That keeps you politically disengaged, and they conduct their business freely. You need to realize this. Look at other countries like America. Whenever the system is not working, the church is the one that leads the protest. Pastors will stand in front, take the people to go and challenge government and make demands on the government. But in Africa, you have never seen a pastor or a spiritual leader rise up that will lead a protest to demand better conditions from the government. Wise up, Africans.